Hey everybody, welcome back to Coffee and Tea with Justin and Tashina. I'm obviously, well, maybe not obviously, I'm Justin.
I'm Tashina.
And this is the show where we just sit around and talk about whatever we feel like talking.
Yeah.
In today's episode, we talked about each of our first or one of the first memories of drinking alcohol. Mm-hmm. We talked about some stuff regarding content creation for Logical Harmony.
Yeah.
And just a bunch of random stuff.
Yeah.
Applesauce visited. Bagheera visited.
No, I don't think that got cut out.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right.
Bagheera might be visiting.
Okay. So let's do our little gratitude exercise, and then we'll get started with the episode.
Okay. So I'm grateful that we were able to accomplish so much yesterday. I think that was really, really good.
Yeah.
Applesauce is currently trying to get into the food container.
Yeah.
That's weird noises being picked up. So she is grateful for having food. But yeah, I'm really grateful that we were able to get so much done yesterday.
Yeah, me too. I'm also grateful that we didn't get into some huge argument or anything.
Yeah, it went smoothly.
Yeah, we got into a little thing, but it wasn't about working.
Yeah.
I'm grateful that we got so much done as well. Mm-hmm. I'm grateful that we have the support of our families. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, you go ahead. Your turn. Sorry.
I thought you were still talking.
I was, but I was only supposed to do one. I did two.
Oh. I am grateful that we have each other. I know I've said that before.
Yeah.
But I think seeing more of our friends that are in California where shelter in place is mandatory and they're by themselves, it's making me really grateful that we're in this together.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Mm-hmm. It would be very, very difficult if we didn't live together. Bless you.
Thank you.
You're
yeah,
welcome.
It would be for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm glad. I'm happy.
I'm grateful for all the people that watch and or listen. Bless you.
Oh my gosh, sorry.
And comment.
Yeah.
I know we've been really behind on getting back to everyone's comments, but we read every single one.
Yeah.
And usually we talk about the comments with each other.
Yeah, definitely.
So I understand that when you leave a comment and no one responds to you, it feels a little like you're not being heard. And so I want to acknowledge that and also acknowledge that I'm sorry that we haven't gotten back to all the comments.
Yeah.
But thank you for leaving them because it seriously, I don't know about for you, but when I read the comments on this channel, I always feel really happy.
Yeah.
Filled with joy and gratitude. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, should we jump into it?
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right,
Let's go. Let's go.
Enjoy.
Let's go.
Enjoy the show.
We have a special guest today. Bagheera is joining us for a minute or so.
He sure is.
I'm assuming it won't be long before he's ready to move on, but...
What a sweet little buddy. Good morning, Tashina.
Good morning.
Beautiful, beautiful little human being. Mm-hmm. Beep. How'd you sleep?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
How did you sleep?
Like a flippin' baby rock.
Baby rock.
Like a baby log. Like if you saw a log and you said that log
Had a
had
child. All right.
like that.
Yep. Well, good. I'm glad.
Thank you for this delicious tea.
You're welcome.
Is there more syrup in it than normal?
I think there might have accidentally been, yeah.
It's delightful.
Well, good. Because we're getting down towards the bottom, so I have to tip it a little bit more, and then it just rushes out, I would say.
What do you do to get the last bit of the syrup out?
I put hot water in the thing and shake it up.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's genius. You're such a beautiful genius.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, we're both pretty tired.
Yeah.
Struggled getting out of bed.
Yeah.
I mean...
Me more so than you. I struggled getting out of bed. You got up on time.
Yeah. I got out of bed at 5:34, even though I was awake before my alarm went off.
Yeah.
But I'm proud of myself because I was awake, but I didn't just grab my phone and look at it. I didn't touch my phone until my alarm went off. And then I looked at it for 4 minutes, and then I got out of bed. And that's a pretty big... I think that's an accomplishment,
Yeah, that is for sure.
especially in times like these.
Yeah. It's so hard to not be like glued to your phone.
Yeah.
And I think yesterday we both had a good break of being glued to phones or glued to like Twitter specifically, I would say, for news updates and stuff.
Yeah.
It was nice.
True. I agree. It was quite nice.
It was needed.
It was. Yeah. So here we are, though. We both made it out of bed. Mm-hmm. Great success. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yesterday, okay, I think I will have said this in the intro already by the time people are watching this, but this video actually is not going to go out today. This is going to be the first video that does not go out the day that we recorded it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll explain the reasoning in the intro so people don't have to listen to it over again. What I was going to say was, though, that yesterday we filmed so much. We filmed like 17 videos for Logical Harmony.
Yeah.
Filmed and edited.
Yeah.
So
We had sorry, go ahead.
No, please.
I was going to say we had a really good flow going.
Yeah, we did. So as Tashina was filming, she would take like a 20-minute break to have some tea, rest her vocal cords, and I would take the memory cards, transfer the files into my computer, and then that way when she started editing, or when she started filming again, I could start editing.
Yeah.
So it was a very good flow of filming, editing,
Yeah.
editing. And then I think I was done working by like 9.
Yeah, we got into bed at 9.
Yeah, so we started filming at 11, and I stopped editing at 9.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a long day, but
Yeah.
well worth it. And we got a ton done.
Yeah, we did, which was great. We filmed some videos that are like videos people have been requesting in the short term, and then videos that I wanted to do in the short term too, and then some stuff that can go out longer term also.
True.
Because we've had we've had makeup videos filmed, but it also feels kind of strange to just be putting out totally normal content.
Right.
So we're trying to be very mindful of the situation right now and of the videos people are requesting too.
Yeah, we also recorded like a new intro to put onto old videos. So we have like a bunch of videos that were filmed and edited weeks ago.
Yeah.
And so and they haven't been released. They're not public videos. So I pulled them all down. Mm-hmm. And then we recorded a new intro for them of Tashina basically saying like, with everything going on, talking about makeup and everything can feel really trivial, but it's, if you're anything like me, you need a positive distraction. So hopefully I can be a positive distraction for you. And then, and then those videos will begin. So
yeah,
we did that. And, I don't know, like I'm really kind of on the fence about how many we should be releasing and when.
Yeah.
Because so far it's been really, really all over the place as far as people watching. Like on Monday we released a video. It didn't get very good views, but we also figured on Monday that's when everything was happening.
And it was such a specific video too.
Right, totally. And then we did the casual morning skincare video, and that one didn't perform as well as I would have expected it to, given, during any other time of the year.
Yeah.
But it definitely performed well enough.
Yeah.
And then we released another video. Mm-hmm. Which video was that?
The foundation one?
Right, the CoverGirl foundation video. Wait, am I getting the days mixed up?
No, we missed a day. We missed one of our regular release days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So in the foundation video, it didn't do super great. But again, it's also such a specific thing. Like if you're not curious about that specific product, you're not going to watch.
Yeah, that's what's tough to know is like, is it because of the video or is it because of the timing?
I think it's a mix. Like some of it's because it's specific content, but also there's been so many like press conferences and stuff going on.
Yeah.
And people trying to figure out stuff with their jobs or their kids' schools.
Yeah.
And so I think people's schedules are very much all over the place. And I think their mental capacity to consume content is all over the place.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
So it's tough because we're like, do we stick to our regular schedule or do we release more? And we're not totally sure.
Yeah, my vote is always to release more, but I'm kind of worried because it's like we put a lot of time and energy into every video.
Yeah.
And so it's a little bit scary to release something and then have it fall flat and then not know, well, do we keep releasing or do we pull back?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think too, next week we are going to be doing a short video series.
Right.
And that'll be a little video every day.
Yeah, that's
true. So I
true.
think that will be a good indicator.
Yeah.
I'm also toying with the idea, and I know it's extra work for you. We had talked about it, of putting some of the stuff on Instagram TV.
Yeah.
Just to help, put more eyes on it in a different platform.
Yeah. We can talk more about that, logistics of that, but I think the 10 peso version of my plan is basically to create a better template for being able to do that.
Okay.
Where it's more of a drag and drop than what I've previously done. Mm-hmm. And then probably not putting in subtitles, because the subtitles is one of the things that takes the longest.
Yeah. Okay.
Because even though I'm pulling the subtitles already pre-written from YouTube, every single time there are typos because it can't figure out what your name is for one. And then a lot of brand names it can't figure out. So usually there's like, it maybe takes me 5 minutes, but when we're talking about doing mass amounts of videos, that 5 minutes can be pretty, it can be the difference between editing 5 videos in a 20-minute time span and editing 30 videos in a 20-minute time span. So.
Yeah. I wish that Instagram TV had a closed caption feature.
But then the captions would still be wrong.
But still.
And the thing is, I don't want it to have to be turned on, right? Like the whole point of the closed captions in the context of IGTV is that it's showing up in the display, like before people click it. So even if Instagram had a closed caption feature, I don't think that they would just automatically have it turned on.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I just meant for accessibility's sake.
For accessibility's sake, I'm surprised they don't either. Like, you would think, not even just as accessibility, but you would think because the numbers are way in favor of people watching mobile with no audio.
Yeah.
Honestly, we should probably just leave the subtitles in for the whole video.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that. You're the one that has to do the work on that, but I don't care if there's mistakes either. People definitely point them out.
You want your name to be spelled as Tashina?
Okay, I would like my name to be corrected, but and people do point out when there's weird captioning errors, but
I like it when they're funny.
Yeah, sometimes they're really... There was one I got recently on Rianne's video that was really funny.
I got one on a Rianne video a couple months ago that was also really funny because it I don't remember what it thought she said, but it was something hilarious, like I am the queen of toilet paper, or like just something so bizarre that made zero sense.
I'm trying to find it because I know I screen capped it, and I sent it to her. It was in like when you're on the YouTube app and it starts to autoplay and it previews. It was in that.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm Rianne.
By the way, I'm queen of toilet paper is like totally something that would be relevant right now.
Yes.
With all these people hoarding toilet paper.
I don't think Rianne's hoarding toilet paper, but
no,
I agree.
I don't think she is at all.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to give this 2 more seconds.
Okay. We'll wait.
And then give up. I give up. Okay.
Speaking of Rianne, is that scrunchie part of the Rianne Miyakota collab?
No, you always ask that. Hers is gray velvet.
Oh. Well, that one's cute too.
Yeah, I like this one. I like hers a lot. I wore, we did a sponsored thing recently with Angelic Bakery, and they are a fully vegan bakery, obviously, bakehouse.
By a thing, she means a piece of sponsored content.
Yeah, some sponsored content.
Which there's behind the scenes videos of on this channel, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the scrunchie that was on my wrist in all those photos is from the Rianne and Miyakota collab.
Oh, little Easter egg there.
Yep. I did that on purpose.
Oh.
Yeah,
you two are so cute together.
We try. Actually, we don't. But
you just are.
Anyway, I wish I could remember what it said. But yeah, I am also surprised too that on Instagram stories, there's no auto-generated caption because there are apps that do it, but you have to buy them. And so I feel like that's such a missed opportunity for Instagram.
Yeah, I wonder why that is.
It's weird to me that it doesn't, because they listen to everything you're saying on there. They're transcribing it.
Yeah, but I'm sure it has something to do with the amount of whatever it would take to like pull it out and send it back in, and then with how much people already complain about stuff on Instagram, I'm sure there would be typos and then people would complain.
Yeah.
As we're like, maybe if they're pulling the data for their own stuff, they're like, whatever, there's a typo right here. They don't care if Tashina's name is spelled wrong. It makes no difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. I
don't know. That's just a theory.
It saved me time because I definitely I try to add captions to my stories as much as possible. Sometimes it's really tough to sit there and type it all out. And then the apps that I've seen, I hate how they look because it's like a rolling thing, like a teleprompter thing. And for me, as someone who is consuming the content, and I know this is a privileged standpoint to say, but as someone who is consuming the content, it's harder for me to follow when it's the teleprompter style because I can't see all the text at once. It's better than nothing for sure, but I often can't follow what is actually being said because it'll be like in this weird goofy font.
I don't think that's a privilege thing. That's like, hey, make this better for people to read.
I mean, yeah, but I'm saying, I have the privilege to be able to turn this audio on and hear it. Like, for some people, it's better than nothing.
I think that speaks to how bad that product is.
Yeah, I hate it. I wish it was better. I wish it was easier. I think it should just be...
And it's a paid thing, too?
Yeah, it costs it's not crazy expensive. It's $5 or less, I think, but...
A month?
No, just total for the app.
Oh, okay.
But still, I feel like... And maybe there are options in it. I don't know. I didn't want to pay for it because I hate the user experience of it. I'd rather type out the caption by hand and let it be there the whole time on the story so people can read it at whatever pace they process at. I think that's more of what it is about the teleprompter ones for me.
So how does this thing work? Like it's a separate app. So
it's a separate app,
So you record your story in Instagram stories.
I mean, I don't know for sure. I don't have it downloaded.
Oh, you've never used it from the...
You have to buy it.
Oh, I misunderstood. Okay. I thought you had bought it.
No, but I know people who use it. And I do think it can be helpful, especially when I think about it from if you're putting out the content, it's generating the captions for you.
Are you sure that there isn't an option and people just aren't using it?
I don't know. That's what I was saying. I don't know.
I think we need to get this app. I think it would be worth $5 to figure out what's happening here.
Okay. I don't know what it's called off the top of my head, by the way.
Okay, keep going. I'm listening.
Anyway, I just think, and maybe there is a user experience where it can stay on there, but I think for me with the teleprompter bit, it's that everyone reads and processes at a different pace. So when I see the teleprompter thing, I have to watch the story multiple times to actually read what was on there. And to me, that's just like it's a terrible experience. It takes me 3 times as much time to watch someone's Instagram stories. And yes, it's better than not having a caption at all. But for me, as a content creator, I would rather take the time to write things out. And then I get really frustrated where I'm in a position where I don't have the time to write things out and I need to post it right away. So oftentimes what I post on stories is delayed because, especially if we're out and about, it's for safety reasons too. But it's often delayed for reasons like that because I want to I'll create the stories and then I want to go through and make sure that I'm captioning them correctly and in a way that makes sense. Anyway, just a little rant about that I wish it was a better user experience. If you know of one with a better user experience, let me know, comment and share it because I've only ever been suggested the one that is the teleprompter and I don't want that one.
Okay.
I think it's a poor user experience.
Poor user experience?
Putting my fist down on that.
Yeah, you're really popping those peas.
Pop.
Pop, pop, pop.
Yep. Anyway, let's move on.
Okay. So we asked, oh, that's why I was talking about yesterday. And then I went on my whole thing about how it's not actually yesterday by the time people are watching this.
Yeah.
On Friday's episode. Oh, that's easier. I'll just say Friday.
Sorry, applesauce is right there.
On Friday's episode, we asked people if there should be an audio-only version of this. Mm-hmm. And it seems like people don't care if there's an audio version.
Yeah.
So I have two thoughts on that. One is, I think from the comments that some people might have thought we meant that there wouldn't be a video version anymore.
Oh,
So
okay.
I do want to clarify that. This version would still exist. There would be a video version. Unless for some reason there didn't need to be. But there would be a video version. That's the plan. It's just additionally there would be an audio only version. And then the other thought I had was maybe
She bit me.
you deserved it. Maybe we oh applesauce.
That was for you, Tad.
I think maybe we made a mistake in asking people on YouTube.
Yeah, because they're on YouTube already.
like it stands to reason that if you're here, you want the video version.
Yeah.
So I feel like our results in asking that question are already skewed. We did not do it in a very scientific way.
No. We should ask on Instagram or Twitter.
Yeah.
Or both. Like the time where I asked about the eyeshadow
Twittergram.
palette on Twitter, the Facebook page, and Instagram, and I got totally different results.
Yeah.
It was fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense. Mm-hmm. Hey, applesauce, can you clean your butt right now? Oh, perfect. Thank you.
She's like, I'm on it. I'm off camera. It's okay. I think she's off camera anyway.
Yeah, she's enough. I don't know. Oh no.
I really hope
was
that
so
showed
cute.
up. She rolled over.
I don't think it will, but yeah, applesauce had her back facing us, and then she like leaned backward and fully rolled over onto her back.
She's like,
I
unhand
think
me.
she's too fussy to be held right now.
Yeah, she's very fussy.
Oftentimes, applesauce wants to be right next to someone, but she doesn't want you to touch her. She
Well-
just wants to be in your presence.
Yeah, and we've talked about this. She doesn't, specifically the dining room, she doesn't want to be on the chair with you, but she wants to be as close to you as possible.
Yeah.
So she wants you to pull up a chair so it's touching your chair that she can sit on that one.
Got any awesome weekend plans?
I don't know. I hadn't thought about it. We're working.
Yeah. Cool. Good time.
Were we going to film some B-roll for that unboxing video today still?
Yes,
So
yes.
that'll be fun.
And then that video is going up today.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I don't know, I need to repot some plants, but I was also thinking that could be fun to do as a video, but I don't know because they kind of urgently need to be repotted.
Okay. I mean, just depends on how you want the video to look.
Yeah,
Could be
that's
done.
true. That's true.
Yeah. What goes into repotting a plant? I'm just gonna mute your mic while you're. You realize that you're not off camera, right? No, there's like a good extra foot between you and the frame.
Sorry, that was
Pretty
that was
funny.
gross. I thought I was fully off camera wiping my nose.
No, you were like, here, look at this. Look at the screen. You're like this.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
That's incredible.
So what goes into
I love
it is I need to take the plant out of the old pot, shake up.
Is the next step to put it in a new
No,
pot?
no. You got to shake up the roots a little, break it up because they need to be repotted pretty badly. So I think they have like root balls in them.
Oh no.
So I need to break that up, and then
What's a root ball?
it's when the roots get
Is that like a root
bound.
ball?
No.
Oh, okay.
The roots, because of the confinement of the pots, they get bound together, so they are not really growing in a natural shape. They like bind together.
Yeah.
So then I fill the new pot and put it in the new pot.
Fill the new pot with new soil.
Yeah, and old soil, a mix. But I have so many plants that need to move into bigger pots that what I'm going to do is start with the ones that need to go into the big pots and then use their old pots for new ones. But I
Smart.
don't have
Like
a
a
ton of
hermit
soil.
crab.
Yes, like a hermit crab. But I don't have that much soil, so I can only do a couple, which is kind of frustrating. I should have bought more soil, but that's okay. I'll do the most urgent ones.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not super.
That doesn't sound like it would take very long to do.
No, it doesn't take very long. It doesn't take long at all. I was saying I wasn't sure if, like, I had wanted to do a video about it. I thought that might be fun as different content.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see.
Well, I think if we clear off this counter area, we could do it right there.
Okay.
I feel like that area would be a really good, like, station for doing stuff like that.
Yeah. I also, too, I might just take today to finish prep for tomorrow's videos and make sure I have everything ready to go.
That's a good idea.
I think that would probably be a better use of my time right now, and then repot things during the week.
So your weekend plans consist of working,
Yep.
planning to work,
Yep.
and repotting plants.
Yep. I'll probably do a face mask today, too.
Cool.
What about you?
Well, as soon as this is over, I need to start getting everything ready to send that hard drive. Not shaving. I'm still doing my not shaving until this whole thing passes.
It is getting longer.
It's soft. Do you see all the orange and blonde hairs
I do
in it?
now. Yeah, now with the light on it.
It's
yeah.
weird. But it's I don't know if it's common, but it's common in my family.
I think it is pretty common. You have like some straight up orange hairs.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, like I have cousins who their head hair is very similar in color to mine, maybe a tiny bit darker, but then their facial hair is like straight up like reddish, like brown.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is common. I don't know. I
Interesting.
wonder if my brother has any red hair in his beard.
I feel like his is so dense that if he does, it's like
Yeah.
you wouldn't notice.
My brother and I have kind of the same hair genes. People have commented on like how thick my eyebrows are naturally. So my brother's beard is like thicker than our eyebrows. But when I say ours, I mean me and my brother. We both have pretty thick eyebrows. But his beard is like denser than that.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. And he'll get a beard in like a couple days. Like his facial hair grows quickly.
Yeah. His beard is like my head hair
Yeah.
in regard to like denseness,
Yeah.
follicles per square inch.
Yeah, I'm sure it helps him in
FPS.
Alaska. His chin and neck are always warm.
Yeah.
It's like a scarf.
Yeah. I bet it is. I bet it is. And if you don't shave it, I guess it's like, I feel like it's like if you're going to grow it out and you never shave it, then that's how you would want a beard to be. But like for me, I shave my face because I can't grow a beard. Like I also haven't, just as a reminder, I haven't shaved any of this, but I also haven't shaved my cheeks.
I know.
And I think you can probably see from the camera that I have about as much hair on my cheeks as Tashina does on hers. So it's interesting how hair grows in.
Yeah, it is.
And I just think about that with my facial hair. Like somebody's like, you're saying it just grows like that? You don't. I'm like, yeah, it does. It grows into this stupid mustache and like bottom part. What is this called?
Goatee?
Would that be a goatee? Like if I shaved this part and just had that, would it be a goatee?
I think so.
So yeah, it just grows like that.
I like her confused look she was giving you just now.
Yeah. So anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is naturally I have the beautiful mustache and goatee of a 9th grader. Yeah. It's a real special treat, genetically speaking.
I bet.
Should we talk about, what do you want to talk about? What are you thinking?
I don't know.
What's on your mind?
Applesauce.
Applesauce on your mind. All right. So yeah. So my weekend plans, I will not be shaving.
Okay.
Just going to be probably working after yesterday, and for how much work I have to do this morning, I'm thinking in the evening I'm probably just going to like not do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. go to bed early.
Yeah, go to bed early.
We've been going to bed progressively earlier.
Yeah.
But I think that we're not going to bed early enough in comparison to how not used to getting up this early our bodies are. Like just so you all know, prior to getting up at 5:30, the earliest you would catch me awake would be like 9, and more likely I'd get out of bed at like 10:30.
Yeah.
So we're talking about a pretty gigantic shift. Why did we start doing this?
To get more stuff done, to have more time in the morning.
Was that really the reasoning?
Yeah, because sorry about that. Because in order to do things, you were finding we were staying up until like 1 or 2 in the morning to get stuff done. And we wanted to just kind of reverse that. I think I did, because I naturally start waking up pretty early, and I would stay in bed, but I would usually be awake by like 6 and just laying in bed. And then eventually I would get up and start doing things, but I felt like there wasn't a lot I could do because I was trying to be quiet since you were still sleeping.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it was to get us more of on the same schedule. So we were working more at the same time.
Yeah.
And then also just to make it an easier process of during the day, we can do more stuff while it's light out and feel like the day is longer.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you're doing a lot when it's dark out, for me at least, it's a lot harder to work. It doesn't feel like time is passing. It feels more like time standing still. And so I think for me, it's very easy to be like, oh, cool, I worked like 3 hours, but it feels like I worked, I don't know, like 10 minutes. No, actually, no, the opposite. It makes it feel longer. Sorry, that came out weird. I'm really tired. My brain after yesterday is just like not really working too great.
Yeah. Aren't you glad that we decided to shift today's filming day till tomorrow?
Yeah, I am. I think today would have been a struggle for me.
Yeah, it would have been a massive struggle. And then we would have just gotten annoyed at each other, and then we wouldn't have been productive, and we probably would have pushed it till tomorrow anyway, but we would have gotten into a fight first.
Yeah, yeah. And we are filming fewer videos tomorrow anyway.
That's what you think.
That's what's on the list is like 7.
I'm adding to the list.
What?
I'm adding to the list.
Why? I have to do all the prep for him.
No.
Fine. 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 Well, this is fun.
Just kidding. I'm not actually planning on adding stuff to the list. Although I do think we do need to film more, but we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
Tell us a story.
A story.
When was the first time you had alcohol? And I don't mean you were, a little tiny Tashi and your dad gave you a sip of beer. I mean, like, when's the last time you had a drink?
The last time or the first time?
The first time. Did I say last time the whole time?
No, you started out by saying first.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think.
Okay, one of the first times.
I think one of the first times was the summer between 8th and 9th grade with my friend Amanda. And I forget, we were swimming with our friends, and she and I shared 1/4 of a beer. Like,
how old are you?
13.
Oh.
You asked about the first time.
I know. Your mom watches this, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She's going to know.
Sorry, Mom.
I bet she always had a bad feeling about Amanda.
No, Amanda was such a good kid.
Oh, I don't know. She had 1/8 of a beer when she was 13.
Amanda and I split 1/4 of a beer.
I think it's pretty obvious she was a troublemaker.
Yep. I didn't drink much in high school at all. Like whenever there were situations like parties where there was alcohol, that was like my consumption level was like, okay, I'll have like 3 drinks over the course of 2 hours. Like 3 drinks meaning 3 sips of beer usually.
Not 3 cocktails.
Yeah, not 3 cocktails.
Not 3 shots of Jägermeister.
Yeah, I was a pretty, I didn't really go into situations like that anyway, but if I was a pretty cautious kid. It just didn't seem worth it to be I mean, I watched it happen to people I knew where we'd be at parties and people would start the rumor that the cops were showing up. And then all the really drunk kids would start crying and like trying to run away and falling and like.
That's so messed up.
Yeah. And I was just like, no, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. I was only at parties a couple times.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow.
What about you?
What about me? What?
When was the first time you?
One of the first times I ever like had an actual drink. I was at my brother's friend's house.
Mm-hmm. Which brother?
Michael.
Okay.
I never hung out with Ricky.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I mean, he was like, he's like 4 or 5 years older, so the gap in.
Yeah.
Not to mention, he and I think, like, not in every aspect, but we're definitely more similar than Michael and I are. Like, he and I tend to be more stubborn, tend to be more like, you should see things my way.
Yeah.
And so that, obviously when you're like two kids who both think you're right and the other person's wrong. And he also had like very much of like I'm going to bully you into doing things my way. And like we talked about previously, just the physical difference between a kid who's 5 years older than the other. You're talking about potentially a senior in high school versus like a 7th or 8th grader.
Yeah, totally. It's a huge difference.
Yeah, there's a pretty big difference. So anyway, we get along great now, but I never hung out with him or his friends really. At least not that I can recall.
So you were at Michael's friend's house.
Right. I was at Michael's friend's house and we were drinking. No, thanks.
I thought that's what you were looking for.
Nope.
Sorry.
Thank you, though. Mm-hmm. I think it was just straight vodka.
Ew.
In a plastic bottle, if I recall.
Like a water bottle?
No. Like a plastic, like fifth of vodka.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And I remember it was. I don't remember a lot of it other than it was like the middle of the day on like a Saturday or something, and his parents didn't know, and that his room was on the top floor of their house, and his window opened onto like, like a part of the roof. You know what I'm talking about? Like an overhang or whatever.
Yeah.
Like a fancy, cool house. And I remember specifically there was dried vomit right outside of his window because the last time that they had all been drinking there, my brother, bless you, had thrown up and they had the window open, and so he just like spewed out in the.
That's so gross.
Yeah, that's kind of all I remember, other than like one of us got our foot run over.
Wait,
because,
what?
Well, like
by a car?
Yeah, like they lived on a really quiet street, like in like a little neighborhood in Napa, and so I think it wasn't uncommon for them to do like silly things with their car. And I think, if I remember, the person who was driving was sober, and all they were going like kind of not even up and down the block, but like a few houses back and forth, pulling other people with their skateboards, holding onto the car window. And so like one of us was like, I think we stopped when the person got their foot run over. Like I think the kid's dad was like outside and he heard like, oh, you ran over my foot, and then he's like, all right, guys, time to stop.
Yeah.
Pulling each other on the skateboard with the car. And then I went home without my brother, and they were like, don't say anything. Like, don't go hang out with your
don't
parents.
Tell Mom.
Don't go home. Yeah. So I like went home and I got my bike, because in those days I would basically like come home from school and get my bike and just go out and like ride my bike all day.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I went and did that. I just kept falling over because I was drunk. The end.
Dang. It's a better story than mine.
Yeah. And then I want to say I was probably in like, I don't know what grade that was in. Because for a long time I was really like anti all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then I went through a brief phase where I was like drinking or like smoking a bit for maybe like a year or something like that. And then I stopped. I think it was kind of like I would kind of like on and off. Anyway, but then I stopped from when, like in late high school until basically right before you and I met.
Yeah.
So a good like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah. So anyway, that was my experience.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've had a very mixed relationship with alcohol and drugs and all that. I mean, not that I really ever did any drugs, but
Yeah.
I think because I was raised, like, you know, my parents never drank. Like, I think I saw my mom and my dad drunk, like, each, like, once in my whole life. Still, to this day.
Yeah.
And my dad was at my brother's wedding. So I think it's not really that crazy to, you know, imagine. And then my mom, it was like at a party at like a big family party, and someone had convinced her to drink a few margaritas or something. And I didn't even really see her. It was like, I kind of knew she was in the other room drunk.
Yeah.
She was sort of, yeah.
Yeah, a few margaritas will do that to anyone.
Yeah. So my point is just that I think because they never did it, it was sort of like there was never really any like teaching of moderation or anything. And my family definitely is not, like, moderation is not their strong suit. With like desserts or like food or, you know, anything. So I definitely think that that's something that I've had to like teach myself. you know?
Yeah, totally.
And I mean, I don't know that much about alcoholism, but it seems to be accepted that it's like something in your genes. And there's definitely alcoholics on both sides of my family. So
It's good to be aware of.
yeah, so it's interesting because I'm so aware of it that I'm like, basically constantly think I'm like, do I have a problem? You know? And it's like, you had 2 beers, like yesterday.
Yeah.
I didn't even have 2 beers. I had 1.
Yeah.
And it was after we had been working for like, you know, it was like 8:30
Yeah.
and we'd been working for like 6 hours. And I'm like, do I have an alcohol problem because I want a beer? And as where I feel like most normal people would be like, yeah, I want a beer. I deserve a beer. I have it hard.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm going to have a beer with dinner.
Yeah, it's not that crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, and I think like with both my parents, they have very good moderation for things.
Yeah.
So I think I grew up with good moderation.
True.
Because even like in college, oh my gosh, college parties, I didn't drink that much in college either. I'd be like, I'm going to have 1 beer. And then I would, without fail, be the person, which I didn't mind. I volunteered for this. I'd be the one taking care of my friends that were too drunk. I'd be like, okay, you're going to come to my apartment. I'm going to make you waffles. You're going to eat some food. Here's some ibuprofen. Drink some water.
Yeah, I was
And
not
then I'm
like
going to
that.
make sure you get home or you can sleep on my couch.
I was pretty much the opposite. I mean, I never, like, I did anything I could, and I never, like, let people drive drunk on my watch, or at least I don't recall that ever happening. But I definitely messed with people. Like, if we're at a party and you're drunk and I'm sober and you're bending over to pick something up and I have like a chocolate candy, I'll fully like drop it down your pants.
That's so mean.
I know. I'm not saying I was a good.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not saying it wasn't mean.
Man.
Okay, I agree with you. That is mean. But if we took Justin messing with people at parties and just pulled him 15 years ahead, like 5-10 years ahead, like probably have a very successful pranking channel.
That's probably true.
There'd be so many idiots out there doing my pranks.
Makes my stomach hurt.
Thinking about me as a YouTube prankster.
Yes, because I'm picturing like, oh, ew.
You might think
it
you
makes me
pooped
think
yourself.
of like Jake Paul, and then I'm just like immediate like cringe in every way.
You can prank people and not be Jake Paul.
I know, but that's just where my mind went. Sorry.
I forgive you, but I do feel a little hurt.
I'm sorry.
Just kidding.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, I was not that kid in college.
No. I mean, that's pretty obvious.
Yeah. I felt like too, my classes were too important to me. Like, I was paying to be there and I wanted to be there. So I wanted to do well. And so I was like, why would I waste my time and energy on like drinking and going to parties, which is probably why I didn't have a ton of friends in college too. But yeah, I was like, I'm just going to go to African Studies Club and then go to the library and then go home and make sure my notes are rewritten in a way that's better organized. And yeah, that was my college experience.
Sounds like you were pretty cool.
Yep. I'm fine with it. I don't feel like I missed out.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't go to college. I mean, I did a little bit, but it was later. It was like,
yeah.
It was already like, I wasn't really much older than these people, but it was clear that it was like, I've been working for the last 5 years. You just got out of high school.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a cultural difference here in the way we live our lives.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, yeah, now I'm just thinking about all these parties and watching people. And
I always think about how if you and I met basically at any time other than we met, we would not have gotten together.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't even think we would have been friends, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know.
But who knows? Maybe not.
Yeah. The world works in weird ways.
Yep.
So who knows? Who knows?
Got you good.
While I'm stretching.
Yep. Man, this is probably one of the most boring episodes we've ever had.
Yeah, I think we're both so tired.
Yeah, my little brain is all foggy.
Yeah, mine too. I'm struggling.
So why don't you tell us about one of your favorite board games?
One of my favorite board games.
No, that's boring and we don't have enough time.
Okay.
I don't know. What board games do you like?
I like Ticket to Ride.
Yeah, Ticket
which
to
we
Ride's
have.
fun.
I love that.
Yeah.
We have Scrabble.
Mm-hmm.
I really I haven't played it in forever, but my favorite game as a kid was this one grandmother and granddad had called Takeoff, which she used to always call it Fly Away, and then he would correct her and say it's Takeoff. But it was a geography game where you would roll the die, and then depending on the color and the number, you would end up at different destinations, and then you'd have to answer a fact-based question about that city
like
or region.
Learning.
It's totally
like
learning, but I loved it. It was so much fun. And the goal was to get around the world. So, yeah, I really liked it. That was probably my favorite game as a kid. I'm trying to think of what else. There are a lot of board games I want. It does. I found it on Amazon, but it's expensive because I think they stopped making it.
Yeah. It's a vintage game.
It might be worth looking again, though.
Yeah, that's all right.
Please do. I would totally play it as an adult. I don't know that the facts would necessarily hold up with modern.
Yeah, it's so interesting how many facts are like, oh, that wasn't a fact at all. That was something that was decided.
Yeah.
It was called Liftoff? Fly
Take
Away?
off. Not Fly Away. Take off.
Take off.
Take off. Fly Away is what grandmother always called it.
Take off. Take off your shoes sign.
What else?
Oh, yeah, it's right. Oh,
Have you played it?
I haven't played it, but there's a toy store in Napa called the Learning Fair. I don't know if it's still open, actually. But it was around, as long as I can remember being a kid, and was definitely around when you and I lived there. So
We bought puzzles there sometimes.
yeah, exactly. Their whole thing was we have toys, but they're a little more I don't know, just not the same toys that you would necessarily get at a Target or
Yeah.
a Walmart. I mean, they did have some they had Legos and things like that, but I would say Legos was probably on one end of the spectrum as far as a mainstream toy.
Yeah.
And then it was you said puzzles and science tests and or science kits.
Yeah, like the ones where you grow your own crystals and things like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I loved those as a kid.
You would have loved this store. So anyway, I've never played it, but the box is very familiar. Like
okay.
I know for a fact I've seen that box before.
Yeah, it was fun. What about you? You're a big chess fan.
Yeah, I have a mixed relationship with chess too. I do love chess, but I'm at a point where I'm at a point where I'm not really getting any better, and I haven't in like 2 years, because I think once you know how to play, like how the pieces move and all that, you sort of have to develop strategy and have to learn these new techniques. Otherwise, you kind of just... So the way the chess app that I play works is that everything's based on points, just like in real chess. And so if you play somebody with a higher point value, it tends to mean that they're better than you. And so even if there's a fluke and you win and your points go up, as you play, your points are going to level out.
Okay.
So, and then you're always paired with somebody near your point value, aside from the occasional outlier. And so because of that, my points have stayed pretty steady in the 1,200 to 1,300 range for like 2 years. And I think I'm kind of playing people who are also at that level.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it works, right? And so when I was first learning to play chess, and over the last couple of years, like actually playing on a regular basis, I was constantly going up.
Yeah.
And now that I've plateaued, I think that the only way to keep going is to like invest more time in like studying strategy, whether that's reading books or watching YouTube videos. But I think I've passed the point at which I can just play and just get better as a result of just playing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's not that much fun.
Okay.
For that reason. And then generally, I tend to be better than like the average person. So when friends or family come over and I play them, it's usually not hard to win. And then there's no challenge and it's not really fun. And I generally end up feeling bad because we tend to play a couple games and I usually win every single one of them.
Yeah.
And it's not because I'm an amazing chess player. It's just because, like I said, I've sort of, most people don't play chess, even if they know how the game is played.
Yeah, they're not playing often and regularly. They're not like super practiced.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So what else?
I like Scrabble.
Yeah.
I do like Scrabble.
We should play Scrabble.
Yeah. And obviously Ticket to Ride, since we bought it. I think it's a fun one.
Yeah, it's super fun. We need some new board games, though.
Yeah, we really do.
We love suggestions.
Yeah. Yeah. Fun ones. I really love Star Wars X-Wing miniatures, but it takes so long to set up and no one ever plays it with me that I'll probably end up selling all my pieces and everything.
It takes a long time to play.
Yeah.
To set up and play, yeah.
Yeah, it's on the level of like a chess game with people who kind of know what they're doing, or like No, it's not. It can be like Monopoly.
Yeah.
In regard to length of play.
Yeah, totally.
And like Tashina told us on Friday, playtime is over.
Playtime is over.
All right. Well, should we wrap this puppy up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Okay. Thank you all so much.
It's me wrapping it up.
Oh, I see that. Thank you. I'll just put this in my pocket for later. Thank you all so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you. Sorry we were not so entertaining today, but hopefully it still kept you company.
Yeah, I feel like I could just fall asleep right now.
I'm pretty tired. I'm awake, but I'm tired.
Hopefully we didn't make you feel like you were going to fall asleep. Okay, we'll see you later.
Bye.